Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it is quite different from any other videos that I have done on my channel in the past. As Halloween is approaching, I started to think I have quite a bit of scary memories, creepy memories, however you want to word it. So I decided I am gonna sit down and tell you them. So I have quite a bit, but I decided since this is my first sort of story time video, I will start with the first time I can really remember being completely terrified and probably believing in spirits, supernatural, otherworldly things, whatever you want to call it. So I don't remember the year or exactly how old I was. I just know I was rather young, probably 6 or 7. It was probably the first time I had really left my parents for more than a weekend. And I actually had to really beg my father. He contemplated so much on allowing me and my brother to travel with my grandmother and other aunts, uncles, some cousins, to travel to Mexico to meet my dying great-grandfather. He actually even said, we can throw you a party, we can go here and here. But something told me, you know what, this might be the only chance I ever get to meet him. So I said no. I want to go with my grandmother. So time came and he finally did give us permission. But it was quite a big bunch of us going. It was my grandma and my aunts, my uncle, my other cousins. So I want to say that was probably the first time I got on a plane too, but honestly I didn't even really think about that at all. I don't know, I might not have even gone on a plane. I honestly don't remember the normal stuff, just the creepy stuff. So we get there and lo and behold, he was gone the next day. Lots of people had said he was waiting for his last, great-grandchildren. He was waiting to meet us and then peacefully went away. So I guess I had some comfort in knowing that I made the right decision in going to meet him, even if it was only for a couple minutes or hours. So I remember the day that he was buried. In the top of my head, like a memory that happened yesterday. It was a huge mass. It almost seemed like the entire pueblo was there, the entire town. There was the priest up on the altar and, it seemed normal for a funeral, I guess. It was the first funeral I've ever remember going to, but it wasn't really sad. You could see people were sad and some people were smiling and thinking of thoughts and memories that they had with him, and I was just listening to the stories about when he was younger and what he did for the town. So it wasn't until we started to carry his body to the cemetery that truly started to terrify me. I remember, like it's still going on in my ear right now. It was a loud and shrieking, mournful scream. I couldn't tell if someone was being attacked or if they were crying, if they were shooting us. I don't know. Everything that could happen was going through my head, and I I was lost and terrified, and I grabbed on to whoever was next to me. You know, I knew my grandmother and the people we came with, but besides that, all the other people that were my family, you know, great uncles and aunts and great cousins and other cousins, I didn't really know them. You know, they're my family, but I've never knew them in my entire life. It was literally just a couple of days. So they were all strangers to me. But I hold on because that scream, it terrified me. I just remember tearing. But once we got to the cemetery, I was more in awe with how it was. Again, I don't think I ever been to a cemetery before, but seeing those concrete blocks, there were walls, you know, surrounding the entire cemetery, and on top was broken glass bottles in multiple colors. And you know, I don't know if they were trying to terrify me, but I had asked, why are the walls so long? Why are they so tall? Why are they broken bottles on the very tip? An older cousin told me that it was to keep the spirits from leaving the cemetery. I remember just scratching my head like, I don't think he was right, but you know, he's older. But another adult told me that it was to keep from grave robbers going in. You know, that made more sense, but I don't know. I still kept thinking about what my other cousin said, but you know, shook it off. We went inside and they buried him, and I remember we had food. It was kind of like we were having a last meal with him. So, you know, we put him in his resting place and we were all around with food and everyone was talking and eating. It seemed to calm down again, and the sort of weirdness that was over me was kind of gone. So me and a couple of other cousins, we started to run in the cemetery. I don't know, like, we thought nothing, I guess. We were running, basically playing tag or catch, or like I said, I don't remember the normal parts. But I remember as I was running, I felt like there was something that was sinking me in, and I caught myself. So half of my foot had like gone like whoop, and I was like, oh my god. And then I look, it was an open grave with an open casket. Not a new one. That casket definitely looked like there was a body in there before. Why? I don't know. I mean, now that I'm older, I've gone to other funerals and I've seen that they have, you know, the open graves, preparing them for another body, for other funerals. But that moment, an open grave with an open casket and seemed to be missing dead body, I froze. I couldn't move. I felt something in my entire body, just, I was cold. I felt like I wasn't there anymore, like I was lost in my head, all these thoughts that I've never thought of before. I just started picturing blackness. It was like an evil presence. I finally shook out of it as my other cousins were calling me, and they're like, came towards me because I was just frozen there like I had been tagged while playing freeze tag. And I told them, like, you guys, I almost fell in here. You guys are seeing this, right? Like, you see this. And yeah, they saw it. They're like, yeah, we see it too. That's so weird. Like, oh my god, there's crazy. Some of them were a little bit older, so they're like, oh, there's like a dead body, you know, haha. And other ones were like me, like, we should just go tell some adults. So we ran, you know, we're like, mama, there's like, you know, an open grave, you know. But as soon as we went back with the adult, and mind you, we weren't that far away because it wasn't a large cemetery. We could still see them probably from anywhere that we were at. We could still see them. It was like not that huge, and there was like no trees, so you know, it was, you could see them from anywhere. But when we returned with them, like, I remember, like, I could still see it. I don't know if I was wanting to still see it, but while we were going there, it just, like, it disappeared. So, you know, she just looked at us like, these kids coming up with their things, and I just stood there wondering what happened, why, what? And then again, the thought came in my head, what my cousin said about keeping the dead in. And I started to wonder, is there a dead out there now? You know, because we had the gates open, we came in, you know, maybe it left. I don't know, but that's a feeling to this day that I have never ever forgotten. And since that day, I feel like I could always feel other things. You know, it could do something to do with my religion. You know, you believe in this, then you have to believe in that too. But there's just so many things that occur that you never forget.